What's up guys, it's me, Emily G, back at you again with another commentary style video. I am on the beautiful thrifted couch today, and I have a big one for you actually. At least it's a big deal to me. But before we get into it, I just want to give you guys a few, I guess, notes. I don't know. I'm still filming this video right now, but I just filmed a few other videos. I've got my drink on the side here, my Gatorade, because my arm muscle is killing me, so I'm gonna have to take oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to take breaks. And so we will see where it goes. I got my background here, which I tried to fix up for you guys. And usually in these videos I crochet, but because my arm is really bothering me right now, some sort of muscle thing, I have no idea. Because my arm's bothering me, I'm not gonna crochet in this video, so I'm like a little antsy, but I will try to get through it for you guys. Hopefully you like this video, so make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. That'd be cool. I'm filming from Westchester, Pennsylvania, but I want to know where you guys are from, so let me know in the comments below, and let me know if there's any other topics you want me to discuss too. I just recently did a video on James Charles at the Mr. Beast premiere, or like Beast Games 2 premiere, which is crazy, and not enough people are talking about that. And today I just filmed a video on Grok undressing people on Twitter, like the AI undressing people. Very dark, but like a very needed conversation. So today, yet again, we're going to be doing another needed conversation. And you know who it is. You clicked on this video, you saw the thumbnail. We're talking about Colleen Ballinger, yay! Miranda sings, yay! All right, where to begin? This is what I kind of said in the James Charles video, which is, if you're not familiar with this person that I'm about to talk about, this is not a good introduction video. I'm kind of just keeping tabs on a very long, ongoing conversation. I feel like if you're not familiar with this person, you might want to check out either Adam McIntyre, maybe Swoop, or Paige Christie. Those are some of my favorites. I feel like they do a great job covering this and really getting into like the beginning of her internet lore, her backstory, and everything that's unfolded since. The long story short is that I don't like her, and a lot of people don't on the internet, because there are definitely predatory behaviors that are going on. There's a lot of grooming behavior that she has done, and although she has not seen a courtroom for whatever reason, there are many victims out there, and I feel pretty confident in saying that without using the A word, allegedly, because we have seen some pretty solid evidence from a lot of these children, these minors who have come forward now as adults, and some still as minors, to tell their story about what Colleen put them through. There was sexual behavior and conversations in group chats that should not have been had while she knew that they were her minors and fans, so wicked power imbalance there. Adam McIntyre claims that he had been working for her unpaid, and was promised a lot of things for his career and shows, and none of it ever happened. He was also sent lingerie by Colleen, which I think is one of the more bigger points. And he had asked in like a recent video, because I do watch him, I think he's funny. He had asked in a recent video why people like focus on that out of all the other allegations the most. And as a viewer, I think people focus on it more because it's like physically tangible. You got sent it, you still have it, you Adam. And he shows it, you know, like it's not like a text. Like, we're very desensitized as society to things happening digitally, like text messages and videos. And so to see him holding up this physical piece of clothing that was mailed to him is just, I don't know, it was very shocking, you know? And so Colleen came out, she did apologies, right? You've all seen the ukulele video. Apology is not the word I would use for that. That video is still up on her channel. It's still monetized. It is her biggest video she has made. Pardon me. Oh my God, I'm like almost projectiling. That's how disgusted I am by her video. I hate to make jokes, but it gets to a point where it's so ridiculous, like you almost have to joke about it, because it's almost unbelievable. It really is. We are not fans of Colleen Ballinger on this channel, I'm gonna be honest. So that's why I'm very happy to talk about today's topic, which is her shows. And basically, I believe her shows were canceled, which is a word that she used. She likes to use that word a lot. Crying at Taylor Swift's song canceled. So I will not be singing that for you, unfortunately. But basically, where to begin? I heard, and this is just a piggyback off of Adam. I don't know that I have the same overlapping audience as he does. To be honest, I don't have an audience. Love all of you guys out there. I feel like we're not that big yet. We're not that grown. You click on my videos. I really appreciate you watching. I hope you stick around. But as like a group, I haven't heard a lot of people yet, and like where they're from, what they like. I don't have a base yet, you know? There's not a lot of community there yet, which is why I like doing these commentary videos, because I feel like it definitely gets a conversation started. So, you know, if anyone who is a fan of him is in my comments, is watching this video, then you guys know he's talked about this a lot, and that he has also recently mentioned that Colleen Ballinger has a show coming up. And I'm not doxing, it's out there. It's supposed to be today while I'm filming this. It's Friday the 16th. It's supposed to be today and tomorrow the 17th. And I probably won't get this video out for a few more days. But like, we can go on the website, right? The Laurie Beechman Theater in New York City is where this, I don't know, it was just like a 1 or technically 2 off show. Where I guess she's bringing back Miranda Sings. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know even really how she's doing that, because she has apologized for that. You've probably heard of Miranda Sings if you're about my age, right? Red lipstick, very obviously annoying, right? Like, she tries to make it annoying. And basically the character had started, according to her, as a joke to make fun of her peers that annoyed her. I don't know, she has a different backstory each time about the character, but growing up as a kid, I never watched her. I thought she was very obnoxious, and I'm kind of glad I never watched her, because as we now understand, a lot of the jokes that were in her set list as Miranda were very inappropriate. A lot of these skits were based off of, you know, inappropriate behavior, like the inappropriate relationship with the character Miranda and the character's uncle. Or, you know, like for these shows, she would bring on her audience members. Becky was one of the members that she brought on and was victimized by Colleen when Colleen like spread her legs open on stage when she was wearing very, like, not very revealing clothing, but revealing enough where you as the adult in that situation would know, wow, she's in a mini skirt, I shouldn't open her legs to the audience, right? But she knew, and she didn't do anything, right? And so there's a lot of victims in this, and I'm trying to be so delicate with this topic because I know a lot of people have a lot of harsh feelings on it. And I feel like at this point, I really can't be swayed. I've seen so much evidence against her. I don't know. I mean, if you want to have that conversation, feel free, but anything you're going to start spewing down below, homophobia, you're going to start victim blaming, I'm not all about that. So you can just walk yourself right out, please. I don't need any of that down below, right? Okay. But so what I want to talk about today specifically is with this show at the Laurie Beechman Theater. It was supposed to be 2 nights. I believe it started out as like an all ages show, which was really ridiculous because the show was, I think they were serving alcohol there, you know, and of course you had to be, you know, 21 plus because it's in New York. But for those who could drink, it was, you know, they were serving, at least at the venue. The show started at like 9 or 9:30 p.m. Pardon me. And it's a Friday night, it's a Saturday night, in the middle of New York City, in this like very fancy club, kind of theater club. Like it did not seem like a kid-friendly event. Plus, arguably, like the biggest part of it, like Miranda Sings, really not kid-friendly if you think about it. So, or, you know, overly friendly to kids, but, you know, not the same thing there. And so later they ended up changing this to 18 plus. Correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Laurie Beechman, who, I don't know if she's alive, if the venue is named after her. Laurie Beechman Theater, please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it started as all ages and then was later advertised as an 18 plus show. but I had seen online on an Instagram post, and let me pull it up because I do my research and I want to make sure that I am telling you guys accurate information, right? I had seen online, oh my goodness, you'd think I'm like 80 the way I can't use this phone, on Top Flop News on Instagram. There's a post here, exclusive is what it says. Laurie Beechman Theater yet to respond to comment when pressed about groomer Colleen Ballinger's upcoming performance. So they using the word groomer. They're not holding anything back here. Yet to respond to comment. So this news outlet reached out to them and asked them, they show the questions here, which I'll try to put on screen, but I don't know how well the picture is going to come out. I might like retype them and put them out. Is the Laurie Beechman Theater aware of previous inappropriate actions of your client, Colleen Ballinger, who is set to perform at your venue in 2026? I'm sorry guys, I'm like not the best reader aloud. I'm not the best. I'm trying. Do you have a vetting process for those who wish to perform at your venue/venues? How does the Laurie Beechman Theater plan to ensure the safety of its minor guests at Colleen Ballinger's performance? Have the jokes and script in Colleen Ballinger's show been reviewed by the Beechman? We would appreciate any comments, yada, yada, yada. It says they made several attempts to reach out and receive, oh, I think there was a mistype here. Receive a statement on Colleen Ballinger's January 16th and 17th performance at the Beechman. And they even tagged them. Yeah, wow. I'm just going through stuff here. Yeah, so I'm not shocked because a lot of places don't get back to journalists a lot. Is at least what I hear, like independent journalists don't get answers. So I'm not shocked, but what I am shocked is, I'm not gonna pull it up because I've already seen it, but I'll try to put it on screen for you. Actually, there's nothing to put on screen because I had been on their website the other day. And I had previously been on the website because I wanted to see if the show was happening. And the show was there. It was called Clickbait Cabaret. And it was starring Colleen, and it was talking about her cancellations, I guess. I forget what the description of the event was. It was really like a mouthpiece for her, hyping her up, saying she was on Broadway and she was in all these productions and she had her own Netflix show. And I'm like, yeah, and it got canceled, I'm pretty sure. And she also like predates on children. So why are we, I don't know, right? It's a grift. People like money. And so I was shocked that her shows are no longer on the website. I would imagine it's not because the show would have sold out, which I can't imagine the show sold out, but I have a day job. I've got like a 9-to-5, right? This is not, I don't make any money from this yet, so go like the content and subscribe. So hopefully I can make some money. But in my normal 9-to-5 job, part of my job description is I run like a ticketing website for some of the events that my company oversees. And we'll sell out tickets to an event and we change the button online and it says sold out. But we don't get rid of the description or the flyer or the show. Like it stays up there, you know what I mean? Whether it's sold out long in advance or not. You're gonna get those calls to the office. Hey, this show, did you guys sell out? Like, you know, we've got like a week left. I'm like, yeah, we sold out like months ago. And you get like 45 of those calls a day, which is super annoying. Sometimes I would like to pull the shows from the website, but I digress, right? I really do think they had canceled it. I even called the other day and tried to, I was at my day job. I was kind of bored. So I called like the theater and tried to ask, but it looks like the theater does not take calls. Like they have like a whole calling system, but it can only go right to voicemail. And they have declined my comments. They have not gotten back to me. But I would like to know, I'm interested, I'm hopeful that the shows were canceled. I don't know if it was due to like a low ticket sales. I have no way to view that, at least now. But yeah, so cheers to the her show. That's great. Cheers to the end of her show, I should say. I have to bleep that out. Not that I'm monetized or anything, but I want the algorithm to pick this up because I think it's very important we talk about it, right? This is a win if you think about it, right? If you're Colleen Ballinger, it's probably not a win. or if you're any of the 9-year-olds watching her content who don't understand like what's going on here in the big picture, you're probably upset. But this means like enough people are angry at her visibly online still to this day, means that we're still holding her accountable, means that it's harder for her to get work and put more people into harm's way. Like, to be honest, put more children in harm's way. So the less shows she does, the better, in my opinion. It seems like she has not grown as a person. She went on that podcast with Raven Simone, and I think the girl's name is Miranda. Not as in Miranda Sings, the wife. I don't know who the wife is, to be honest. I know Raven from the That's So Raven show. But like, honestly, terrible person. Kind of sad looking back on my childhood. It seems like a lot of the people on TV that I used to like are terrible people. But I guess that's TV. I don't know. So Colleen had been on the podcast with them and had done like a looking back and I've changed, and she said sorry, but then it jump cut. It was terrible. It was probably one of the worst things I've ever seen on the internet, which says a lot. It was an hour and a half of just like 3 people going back and forth and yeah, definite. It's like, what is it, Family Feud, where they're like, good answer, and it's the worst answer you have ever heard. So that was pretty much the entire interview, and she did admit to a few of the crimes that happened, such as being inappropriate and messaging people, children, in these group chats. But I do think that's all she admitted to, and like the podcasters really did not push back at all, which was really disappointing to see, but not unexpected, right? And so I just feel like if you're not going to learn and grow as a person, it's like, why should venues be giving you shows, right? Like, why should they be platforming? Because it falls back on the venue at the end of the day. I say good for the Beechman for canceling the shows, but why in the first place were you going to allow her to go on? Like, do you really, maybe those questions were right. Like, do you really not vet who you're allowing here? Because I can guarantee if you Google Colleen Ballinger, right, like, yeah, her Netflix shows will come up, oh, her accomplishments will come up, but you are going to see that, you know, cancellation attached to her name and all of the deplorable things she has done attached to her name. Once again, just like I said in my last video about like the whole Grok Twitter situation, why are we as people afraid to do research? We gotta bring back research, right? Make America research again. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. So I just wanted to say, congratulations, internet. We did it. We held her accountable a little bit, and she lost 2 of her shows, which she should have. So here's hoping that in the future, you know, we can keep talking about this, because, you know, this woman, she wants to go on stage again, very clearly. It's clear to me with the interviews. She does not want a private life. She wants to be in front of a camera, and she wants to do it all over again. And I feel like there will be definitely platforms out there that allow that, because they allow other crazy things, you know? So whether it's, you know, a talk show, or, you know, a TV program's gonna give her a show, or whether she's just in like a small theater, we need to hold these places accountable. Not only hold her, but if you're going to be a, you know, protector, you need to be held accountable. I think protectors, they're not almost worse, right? But there's just something about them that I really can't stand. So, quite for the obvious. And venues can be protectors as well. Companies can be protectors too. So, not to get all like Alexa Nicholas on you. I'm not a protector. Yeah, I am not the voice of reason for like victims as a group. I am not the right person to do that. I just like to see terrible people get their shows canceled. So I'm pretty happy tonight. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're happy about this. Let me know your thoughts down below. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, comment where you're watching from, and if there's anything you want to see me talk about. And I will talk to you all in the next one.